check.
Hey, it's AD Solo, and today I am joined with Circa's Forever King, who I would say has had quite an exciting last month or so as it relates to competing in Injustice 2. Most recently, you just won Makan over the weekend, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What was it like competing at Makan and just being there?
So this is my favorite event of the year. This is actually my 5th Makan. I won 5 in a row. And I go there not only for the tournament, but there's a lot of things to do outside the tournament, which is why it's my favorite event of the year. There's a 24/7 game room that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Has over 200 games in it. There's all types of extracurricular activities like there's a dance from like 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. There's lots of other things to do outside the tournament. So I had fun competing and hanging out with friends and stuff outside the tournament.
Nice, yeah. Unfortunately, I have yet to go to a Makan. I was supposed to this one, but just didn't make it. But next year, because I know you're a big advocate of it, so I'm hoping I can make it next year. So I did get to catch a little bit of it. I know it came down to you and Get Wrecked. It went to a game 5. Is that right?
Yep.
So playing throughout that, like, were you pretty confident? Like, how'd you feel? Did you know much about Get Wrecked going into it?
So Get Wrecked, he's beaten me in War of the Gods before, but it was like 3-2, really close. Earlier that tournament, I sent him to losers at Makan. I sent him to losers 3-0. So I went in pretty confident, but at the same time, I didn't underestimate him.
Sure.
I played him online. I know he's very good, and maybe I did start getting too comfortable. That's why, so I went up 2-0 in the grand finals, and I think I got a little too comfortable. I was expecting the win. And he came back too, so I ended up making it 2-2.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, all right, I need to sit down and get serious. I actually might lose this, So.
Yeah, you can't mess up the 5P. You're like, I'm going to keep this going as long as I can.
Definitely.
Cool. So I also wanted to ask you about something, or should I say someone, that people have been talking quite a bit about lately, and that would be the wonderful Batman, Bruce Wayne. Obviously, you hear people complain about things like his jump to, just his overall pressure, the fear he instills in his enemies when bats are out, and you just have to respect them at that point. How do you feel about some of the things people say, and do you feel like any of these things are warranted?
Yeah, I do think he's top 5 in the game. I think he's a very good character. Me personally, I would make it so when he has trade out, his trait doesn't charge. And maybe his 2-2-3 string, a lot of people complain it's safe launcher. You could put a gap in it somewhere and also make it -6 on block. And one last thing, maybe instead of starting the round with all 3 trait, he could just start with 1. But if they did those things to him, I think he'd be fine. But yeah, I do think he's top 5, and I think he should be toned down a little bit.
Okay.
But alongside Deadshot, Catwoman, Supergirl, Red Hood, they all need to be toned down too.
Sure.
You can't just tone down Batman and not tone down the rest of the top 5.
Right. See, look, we've got an actual Batman main who says, you know what, this character, he might be a little bit too good. So that's good. That I'm glad you're able to say that, because of course, like I said, everybody is agreeing with that. They express it in a variety of ways, but maybe we'll see that in an upcoming patch. You'll see those changes.
I hope it's not nerfed too much. You know what I mean?
Where he's unusable.
Yeah.
Because then, could you even see yourself using someone else?
I do have fun with Flash and Black Adam, but Batman's my main. He's my go-to.
Yeah, that's your guy. So when you think Forever King, you think Batman. So other thing, let's just talk about ELEAGUE, because you have had quite the run just starting from last chance qualifiers, which saw you there, a great performance, and going into ELEAGUE, the Group A, that was I believe 2 weeks ago now. Going into that, how did you feel? Were there any kind of nerves at all about what to expect?
So last chance qualifier, I knew there was a lot on the line. I was like, I have to get top 2 out of all these great players. And once I did achieve that, I was just so happy that going into ELEAGUE, I kind of played with 0 nerves and 0 worry, because I was just so happy to be at ELEAGUE that I wasn't really thinking about winning that much. I was just thinking about having fun. I was like, this is going to be the last big tournament so I'm just gonna have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
Sure.
And I think me going in with that mentality actually made me play the best I've ever played.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. I mean, everybody could say who watched that knows that you played out of your mind that day. It was amazing. And then obviously accomplishing what you did against Fox, having to beat him twice. What did all of that feel like? I remember watching, and it just seemed like it was surreal for you. Like, oh my God, is this really happening?
Yeah, it was crazy. So I remember, going into it, obviously, I'm like, man, I have to face Sonic round 1. Like, this is going to be really tough. But like I said, I just went into it. I wasn't thinking about whether I'm going to win or lose or how good or bad I'm going to do. I was more so thinking, like, I want to put on a show for my last, big tournament or whatever. And so I'm playing Sonic in the first round. Like, I almost, flawless his first life bar. And I'm like, whoa, I can't believe I just did that. Like, I'm playing pretty good right now.
Right.
And then, so I win the first match. He wins the second match. And then
I wanted to stop you right there on that second match, because I do remember that got crazy towards the end. I mean, I don't know how much you remember it. It's still kind of fresh. But, towards the end of that, it was looking like he was going to take it. He had a huge life lead. He put the snow globe out. And, you're doing all this evading, ducking, all this stuff to get past all this ice and everything getting thrown at you. But then I believe you get a jump 2 hit. And then what's funny is what happened a little after that, where you do not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 forward threes.
Yeah.
What were you thinking in that moment? Like,
that was the second set that happened. But that moment, I knew he didn't have any meter, so he couldn't push block. And 4 threes plus on block, so
right.
I was just I knew he was respecting me. Every other time I did it, he had meter, so he always pushed block.
Right.
But at this moment, he didn't have meter, so I was like, I'm just gonna abuse this as much as I can. And I just made the right reads, I guess. And plus, he was close to the corner too, so he couldn't backdash or anything. So.
You felt like that was the smartest move to make,
definitely.
to have. I mean, that's good that you had that recognition. He doesn't have meter. He's not going to be able to push block this, so I'm just going to stay on him. And it worked. It came down one of those moments. It was to the final last hit. And then, like I said, that was the second set that you had to go up against him. So when you realized you had to fight him that second time, what was it like throughout that?
So going back to the first set, when I was up 2-1, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, man, I'm up on Sonic 2-1, the favorite of the whole tournament. I'm technically, the last seed, you know what I mean? So this is, number 16 going against number 1 or whatever. And I was like, man, I might make, the craziest upset of the tournament, the very first match of the tournament. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh, my God, I'm beating Sonic right now. But I didn't let it, deter me, because, in the past, there's been times I was up on Sonic, and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God, I'm up on Sonic, this is crazy. And I start overthinking it, and I let him come back and beat me.
Sure.
So when I was up 2-1, the very first set at ELEAGUE, I was like, I need to keep this life lead. Just play like he's a normal person. Don't think of it like he's Sonic Fox or anything. And I did. I just played, my game plan. I didn't stop my game plan just because who he is, I enforced, what I wanted to do, and it worked. And then the second set, of course, I was a lot more confident because I beat him the first set.
Right, so it's you can do it. So throughout that one, were the nerves kind of gone a little bit?
Definitely.
Yeah, okay, I might be able to do this. And then when it finally happened, where it just, you couldn't believe it, it looked like.
Yeah, I was just whoa, that was the first match of the tournament. I really kicked off this tournament in a fun way, which is what I wanted to do in the first place, So I accomplished what I wanted, and I, made top 4, which I didn't really expect, to be honest.
Really?
But,
how could you not expect that?
Well,
just because there's so many, everybody's there. It's a lot of great players there.
Once I did send Sonic to losers, that's when I thought whoa, I might actually have a chance to make top 4. But before the tournament started, I was just kind of thinking whatever happens, I'm just gonna have fun with it,
Yeah, Sonic was your biggest obstacle, I guess, but you got past that once, so it's okay, the hardest thing that I thought
it's done already.
So it's everything else, it should be all right. Still don't want to never want to get too overconfident though. Definitely. Because things can go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in teabagging situations, which we definitely saw some of that. That was Honeybee against the Honeybee when
I teabagged everyone.
yeah, you pretty much. I don't remember you teabagging Sonic though.
Yeah, I did.
I gotta rewatch that. I don't remember seeing that one.
That was when so I got him in a hard knockdown in the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and I started teabagging, and then as he was standing up, I went to back one.
Oh yeah.
But since I was pressing down,
Oh, you got
he
the
gave
other
me
one.
down.
Yeah.
The up grapple.
The up grapple. That's right. I do remember that. Like, oh, whoops, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Are we gonna be seeing any of that this weekend?
Most likely.
You just can't help it. It's just become your thing now.
Kind of, yeah. And it gets into the head of the opponent, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that the main reason why, to try to get into their heads?
And it's just fun,
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, we're playing video games to have fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not when I teabag, it's never like disrespect to the opponent.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so to get the crowd hype. The crowd loves it. They
do.
all go crazy.
Yeah.
ELEAGUE made all those videos on Twitter. Like every time I teabag someone, they make like a tweet about it, and like like it's a big deal for some reason. I don't understand it, but it is
because other people view it as disrespect.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Even though maybe some people know, but a lot of you guys are all cool with each other, so it's not you respect everybody who you play against. So they don't take it personally. Hopefully you never take it. I don't think you ever take it personally, because I remember at SCR, you and Madsen, that was like the hypest match at SCR.
I mean, it's because the teabagging kind of.
It was a mirror.
Yeah.
The teabagging, it went to 5 gauge, just everything. It definitely brings some hype. Mm-hmm. So going into this weekend, who is it again that you'll fight against first?
So I'm fighting Tekken Master.
Tekken Master. Okay, and did you get to see his matches over this past weekend?
Mm-hmm. He used Atrocitus mostly.
Yeah,
but I don't think he's gonna use Atrocitus against me though.
Okay. Do you think he'll bring out Green Arrow?
So Green Arrow and Dr. Fate both do well against Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna bring out one of them. I'm pretty sure.
Sure, because I didn't expect. I don't think I knew he had a Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
So when he pulled that out against Amish, I was like,
that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was, and it worked.
I actually didn't watch that yet.
Oh, you didn't?
I heard a bit. I heard about it.
Sorry. All right, no spoilers.
I mean, I know he won.
Clearly, yeah. But no, it's still a really exciting set to watch. So you're gonna go in there just ready for it, because I think you've been doing this for a long time. Pretty much any matchup that you feel like you need to know going into it. So you're not necessarily worried going into it like, oh no, what am I going to do if he pulls out Green Arrow? Like, you probably have some things in your head to get ready for it.
Definitely.
So you have a chance at $150K, right?
It's pretty crazy to think
That's
about.
At the end of Friday, you could have $150,000 more in your pocket. Do you think you're going to do it? You think you have a good chance of doing that?
Well, I just beat Sonic Fox, the #1 player in the world, so I feel like if I could beat him, I can beat anyone. Sure. But at the same time, Foxy's like, in a way, Foxy's like my biggest demon. Like,
okay.
Me and Foxy have met at like 4 or 5 tournaments this year, and he's beaten me all 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be there. So it would be best for me if like I beat Tekken Master, Dragon beats Foxy, and then in losers Tekken Master beats Foxy. That'd be like my best chance of winning.
You have like a whole plan laid out of how you need this bracket to go to get you your best
but
chance.
if Foxy does like beat Dragon, or if I lose to Tekken Master and Foxy loses to Dragon, that means I'm gonna have to beat Foxy somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I beat Sonic and I beat Honeybee, which were 2 of my demons.
You can do anything now.
If I beat Foxy, then that'll be like the end of like slaying the rest of my demons, you know?
Yeah.
So, and Dragon, like, so the first couple times I met Dragon, I beat him, like in the beginning of Injustice 2. But lately, he's been beating more too. So, like, Dragon and Foxy are both gonna be really tough for me. And me and Tekken Master go back and forth. Like, he beat me at Combo Breaker, but then I beat him at Finalist, then he beat me at IPS. So it's kind of like anything can happen, really.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah,
So.
I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited. Maybe a little bit of nerves, but either way, I think you should walk away really proud of how you've accomplished what you've accomplished this, like I said, this past month. Because I know for IPS, wasn't able to win that, didn't go as far as you'd like there, but to be able to make it through LCQ, go through all of the players you've had to go through, and be where you're at now. It's a great spot to be. So definitely congratulations on that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be at ATL, so nice. I will be watching all of that live. But yeah, just good luck. I'm looking forward to seeing every single one of your matches and every match this weekend. So thank you again for joining me and talking to me today. If you all like, you can follow Forever Queen. Forever Queen. My bad.
Forever Princess.
Forever Princess. You can follow Forever King on Twitter. He also does streaming on Twitch, and you can follow him there as well to keep up with everything that he has going on. And thanks for checking in. Bye.
See ya.